The amount of you who have asked for my song list is actually insane. And so the moment is finally here. Let's talk song. Alright, so before we get into the deck list, I wanted to give a shout out to one of our locals, Silk Road Gaming, for hosting an amazing case tournament the other day. So shout out to them. It was truly an amazing time. We had a lot of people show up for it. Queens LLC ended up winning, so shout out to them as well for coming in first place and taking the case home. And now without further ado, we get into it. So before I show you guys the list, I think the list is pretty standard. It's kind of like what you would see and what you would expect from a standard list of song. I just made a few card choices a little bit differently, and I'll go into explaining why I chose that. So let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so this is the deck list here. Now I know you're looking at it and seeing some weird numbers. I'm just gonna go over the deck really quickly, and then I'll give a further explanation on why I chose certain numbers. So let's just get right into it. Of course, we're running the Yuna, pretty standard. We're running 4 of her. We're running 4 of this for early aggression and just to be able to push on your opponent real quick. We're running 4 of the Asuna. I feel like all this is pretty standard. 4 of the 1-drop, 4 of the 2-drop, and 4 of the 3-drop raid. I mean, if you're not running 4 of this card, are you even playing Song? I don't know. We're running 3 Silica. We're running 2 of the 4-drop Yuna raid. We're running 3 of our Asuna boss monster and 4 Kirito boss monster. Then for our songs, we're running 3 DB. We're running 4 Baths because we're good players. And we're running 3 Longings and 4 Smile for Yous. So all this is pretty standard, right? Now where the numbers got kind of weird, I know that everybody's like, what? Is probably around here. So Silica, let's start by talking about that. There's a world where I wanted to run Silica at 4, but the deck is so tight in space that I ended up only running 3. You want to see your double energy generator, and she's the only one, so 3. There's a world where I might bump this up to 4 later. I just gotta play around with more ratios still, but I've been running this deck for 2 months and I see it at 3, and I always see her, so it's fine. 3 is a great number. Here, I know people are like, I would run this at 4, I would run this at 3. Here's why I cut it to 2. 1 for space, and 2, I feel like with cards like Longing, DB, and even like this filtering the top, you always have access to it, right? Like there's never been a time that I ran 2 and did not see both of them consistently. I don't feel that it has to be at a higher number. If you want to bump it to 3, please, by all means, feel free. Once again, let me know down below why you would run it at a higher number. Maybe a consistency thing. Maybe you feel it's the best card in the deck. I don't know. I like it at 2. I'm gonna run it at 2 for now, and if I see a world later where I want to bump it up to 3, I'll figure that out. Asuna. Let's talk Asuna. So, I'm only running Asuna at 3, only because she's a draw trigger, and I don't really want to see her in my hand. I want to see her, you know, hitting the sideline more, or like, I want to see her in conjunction with either this card or this card in my hand. If I open up with enough cards to play enough zeros to start, and her, my God, we've eaten good, because you draw 1, drop 1, and you'll just drop her right into the sideline where she needs to be, so that Smile for You can get her right out of there. So it's pretty amazing. I feel like overall this is a standard list. I have seen people adding some of the progression stuff. I don't think you need it. Absolutely not necessary. You gotta sometimes just let deck do what deck do, and yeah, this is this is it right here. The one you want to see more is Kirito, more than anything. He's your color trigger, he's impact negate, and he's your way of clearing the board of cards. So you always want to see Kirito. You run 4 of this because it obviously lets you get back any one of your songs, and you know, boosting everything on the board lets you get over spear. It lets you put pressure on other things. It lets you use your survivor, for example, to put pressure. It lets you use your Yuna to put pressure. It's just, this card is too good. This is why it's a $900 card in signature, right? Like, they knew what they were doing when they printed this card. But yeah, I've had so much fun playing this deck. I really like this deck. There was a world where I was going to take this to the LCQs. I'm not sure yet. I'm a little torn on whether this should be the choice or something else. I don't think it's enough time to test, especially with LCQs being less than a week away. But definitely, I think you should give this a try. And yeah, let me know what you think about it down below. But the video's not over yet. I'm going to show you guys some cheeky things you can do and some interesting combos. So let's get right into that. This is a cool little interaction you could do. Something really cheeky. It's not something that I would necessarily like see you doing in a high level match, but it is something that might come in handy one day. So if you have, let's say, these cards in your hand, a full like line of energy and some bodies in front, what you could do is you can raid Yuna, and instead of leaving her in the back, you push her forward. I'm gonna explain why in a sec. With the Yuna, you'll take the Smile for You, add it to your hand, and boost here. Now, the reason you would put her in front is because with this Smile for You that you're gonna activate, you're gonna take Yuna, add her to your hand, and you're then gonna play the Asuna from your hand onto the board. This gives you a full front line of attacks, and you still have this here. This will go here, and if you really need to, you can raid here, grab this, boost again, and then rest and boost everything up, right? So now you have a full board of attacks, and if you're threatened with damage on your opponent's turn, you block with Yuna here, block with maybe a boss monster, take some damage, and then next turn you're now ready to go where you can get your boss monster out and play this and grab Yuna. So that's just a cheeky little interaction you could do if you push a Yuna forward. It's like almost infinite looping itself. So I just thought that was something worth sharing. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, I see some people who play this deck, they're afraid to let their boss monsters hit the sideline. I think that's incorrect. I think that you want your boss monsters in the sidelines, so don't be afraid to block with these. As long as you have access to these 2 cards here, these are always basically alive and live in the sideline. So I played a game online actually where I played against somebody who was using Renji Rush, and he went damage 2. I had both of these on board, and he went swing for damage 2, and I went block with Kirito, put it in the sideline, and after I blocked, he was like, oh yeah. He's like, I figured you were just gonna block, and I was like, yeah. You know? So then next turn I proceeded to activate, bring it back, pop the Renji, and I had 2 Asunas, I believe, because I had another one of these, and I just kind of like pushed for game. So all that is just to say, don't be afraid to block with your boss monsters. I know that it's good to have 4,000 pressure, but in this deck, you really don't mind them going to the sideline, all right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Another thing I want to talk about, which most people already know, but if you're a fairly new player to this deck, you might not know, is DB's wording is a little funny. It says on it, if you took another copy of DB or Yuna, you don't restand AP. Or it kind of like words it to be that. That is not the case. DB states that if you took any trait song or a Yuna, you would restand the AP. But that's just something to know. I just wanted to touch base on that because, like, some new players might see the card, they might read it, and they might go, oh, if I take Yuna, it's going to stay rested. But no, you can grab a Yuna comfortably. You can grab any other song, and you'll be a-okay to untap that AP. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and if you'll be trying songs out. I think it's a very interesting deck and definitely worth playing. It does take some time because there's so many interactions you could do in a turn that you can end up, you know, blowing out your hand, choking yourself up, and you'll be out of moves and your opponent will just capitalize on that. So definitely take your time while playing the deck. Feel free to ask any questions down below. I've been playing the deck for the better part of 2 months now, and I'm personally enjoying the deck very much so, to the point where I'm gonna completely like try to max out the deck, except for the $900 cards. I'm not rich. So yeah, let me know down below your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, with that, take it easy guys. See you in the next video.